All right, check, check. 1 2 1 2. How we doing? I think I sound a little quiet, but I might just roll with it for now. Let me know if I need to turn it up. We're back at it. So if I remember correctly, hello SC Kid. How are you doing? Good evening, Plasticop. Wow, everybody's here. Oh no, I just accidentally opened Magic the Gathering. This might destroy the stream for a second. Hold on. No, don't make changes to my computer, please. Okay, I think we're good. Crisis averted. Let's see. Ooh, that sounds fun. I hope you enjoy your ramen. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna go to the church. Where do I go to the church? There we go. Could this post hide? Treasure? Alcohol? And money? I don't know how my perception got this high. Or, I don't know why I didn't see this stuff before. Healing items? Wow, I have been playing with a serious handicap by having my perception be so low this whole time. So this check is going to be logic. Do I have anything that boosts logical skills? I don't think I do. Ooh, I do. This one logic. +1 to logic. These clothes are making us so smart. All right, now that we are the smartest we can possibly be, let's see here. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent.
So, how things going?
Let's try this.
Nothing jumps out to you. How about you get out and breathe?
Goodbye, officer.
Okay, that was worth a try.
Morning, comrade. Yeah.
I have a tape with me. Maybe you can use it to improve Van X Jam.
Yeah. Spins the tape into the space escape. Yeah.
Never mind, actually. I don't know if we want to give him that particular tape. Can we not? Oh, there we go.
Huh? I see you're here again. Offside, man. Did I mention getting us into the church would help? Yeah,
Sign?
gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
What about now? Are the signs all right now?
You heard me.
Why are you called
Hardcore
Noid?
aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
I might turn up the volume a bit. Let's try that. Oh, right. It's gonna make noise when I do things. I'll try not to mess with that too much then.
Adjustment.
This means we need sign
Further
matching.
sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve this will be by getting us into the church.
Okay. So basically, get them into the church, and that'll help us get our signs together. So we tried that blue check. I think the quickest way to
Well, hello. Someone seems
yeah,
to have
because
found
we have a
themselves
quest
alcohol.
here.
Here's where the magic happens.
Look at
What
the
a
bottle.
solid can of mass-produced piss water. Well over 10% alcohol in this so-called beer. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. There's
Open
a
the bottle.
satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You see a flash of teeth, a young woman smiling at you near some railway overpass in your ruined past. She is gorgeous, and she is yours.
What will be the repercussions if I take that sip?
Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox.
Oof.
A golden
Take a
sun
sip.
melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry, endurance, pain threshold, and shivers. This is good before rolling a white check.
From the void we came.
Okay, I'm gonna heal my morale once. So. Oh, I do remember there being another thing I can try, but let's wait to do that for now. So for now, we want to raise our drama, I believe. Or our physical instruments. I think we actually want to boost physical instruments. So let's boost physical instruments. And that should have just reopened a whole bunch of stuff for us. Barbell, ice cream maker. Oh, that's actually just the two, but they are an important two. Oops, no, don't want to do that. I want clothes that boost Physical instruments. I think these are good. Pain threshold. Half light. Okay, I've got a +1 to physical instruments. Do I have anything reducing my physical instruments? I do not. I'll go ahead and switch this up too. I just like to wear the like normal stuff when I can. Okay. I think these are good. So we want to go to the Martinez waterfront. I do wonder if buying one of the books might be a good idea. Also, I should be keeping an eye on the Discord just to check if anybody is is joining the waiting room. What's this? Oh, smells like leather and sweat. It's interesting having missed so much stuff.
Waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Hey, there we go. It's interesting that we missed so much like perception-based stuff here.
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
Oh yeah. Oh, that just healed our morale.
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head. Hey, but you're still in the ghost house.
Good technique.
Is this familiar because I'm a
It's not
weightlifter?
that. It's the stale smell of rubber. A memory from another life. When you were...
Leave. Okay, at least we passed that skill check. It's not in our thing anymore. I just spilled a bunch of water all over myself. Not the best, but I will roll with it.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has
Please?
a hand ice squeaks
Err.
beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool, but your fingers slip.
Okay, so there is something we can do that will open up a whole bunch of stuff to us. So I think now that I've tried those and failed, it's in our interest to do those. So let's see. We need to talk to this lady.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I'd like to order a die from
Tell me
you.
what you have in mind.
Tell me about
A
your most
star that
extraordinary
fell from the
die.
firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm a star myself, a superstar, and
Yes,
superstars
you
don't care
definitely
about
have the
money.
proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice, made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a naturally occurring magnet 10 real, and I can get these ready in 8 hours.
Ooh, they take time to get though. It's a
Great.
deal.
See you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
So I was kind of hoping I would just be able to take those. Oof. So, what can we do if all of our things are locked behind other checks? I guess the thing to do would be just try buying stuff and talking to people about it. Like, the things you can buy do seem to impact stuff. Let me check stuff. So, attend Steban's meeting after 22 at the apartments. For figurines, we don't know how to do that. Don't know how to do that. Locate a working firearm. Speed. Explore the whirling secret passages. Sing karaoke. Okay. So we kind of have no quests that we can just like do. The only thing I can think of is whether or not there's just like a direction we can wander in that will take us somewhere. Okay, that door is still locked. Still nothing we can do about that. Hmm. Like, we have 8 in-game hours to kill. Does Kim just have like a what should I do next thing? Nothing.
The dented yellow mill.
Oh, there is a red check that I haven't attempted. I guess I could always go there. I actually think kind of regardless of anything else, it might be a good idea to go to the church area, because this is the area I have like probably spent the least time in. So there might be more stuff somewhere. Okay.
An old door worn by elements.
Walk away. Like, what if I wear all of my clothes that boost interfacing? If I have any. Composure, +2 to interfacing. Are those the only things I have that boost interfacing? It looks like it. I don't have anything reducing interfacing, right?
An old door worn by elements.
Oof.
Guards
Even
the
with an
depot.
interfacing of
The wind.
5,
It's
that's
military.
hard.
That's probably something that is no longer there.
Like, I want to check it, but on the other hand, you know, not great.
Just dead. Poor thing.
It really seems like there should be more to do this way, but maybe there just isn't. Like, if I'm gonna do a red check, I'd like to have at least more than a 3% chance at success at it. Like, I wonder if you have to just have your interfacing, like, capped to have a chance at success on that one. Ooh, a new check. Oh, artillery broke that. That's not terribly interesting. Well, here's where the cryptozoologist was.
A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. Poor thing. The trap. Poor things.
It's probably just gonna not let me check.
A scattering of bullet holes.
Okay, so that's as far left of the map as we can go. I may have to somehow get creative. What about you, guy? You got anything new to
Hello
say?
again.
Hear
Sure.
about the building
What's on your
again?
mind?
Never
But of course.
mind. Leave. Oh, hello. Oh, well. Those are just items. Oh, was this a thing?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Let's try it.
Calling.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
We could all be a bit kinder to each other, don't you think? Consider
My
your debt
debt?
paid, friend.
I don't fucking owe you.
He does not seem to be overly disconnected.
Well. Okay, so Kim's like, move on, please. Nothing to see here. I think we're just gonna have to do something to pass the time. I don't know what, but we should do something. Ooh, interact.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The type. Every page has one word designating one letter. A is for H is for Q. That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Kim, I know the alphabet now.
It is a very useful skill to have.
Okay. So, that wasn't particularly useful for much, but at least we know the alphabet. But we must be getting near the end of the game because I am having trouble finding stuff to do to gain experience.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it.
Leave the mirror for now.
On the table, you see a bowl of water.
So actually, there's a mirror interfacing check that I guess only takes place at the whirling. Maybe I should go back to the whirling and like pay for a room. Just to get back in there and see what that is. I might cheat a little bit. Let me see. Oh, okay. So, I was looking for something else, but while I was looking for it, I discovered something that I've been putting off doing that we just have to do if we want to get our gun back. So, we need to go to the Martinet waterfront. We do have to help Everard Clare with his things in order to get our gun back. So, in absence of anything else to work on, I will go ahead and do that. Like, I don't think I'll do a second playthrough on stream, but I'd be very interested to play through this game again with like a different skill set and see like what all the stuff I've been missing is. Although honestly, our best skills are supposed to be like those purple ones, and I've hardly passed any of those checks. Like maybe I've passed a handful of them, but I can't think of any notable like purple skill checks we've had yet. I think the only thing that's really changed is the Inland Empire stat has been making my clothes talk to me. I think that makes that happen more often. Like, I feel like there should be some other way to get your gun back. Hold on, did it not talk to Everard?
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I'm
A
reconsidering
fantastic
opening
change
that
of
door
heart,
you asked me
Harry.
to open.
Go talk to Manana down by the gates. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else
Okay. So he said that, like, we don't need to do anything, but I probably want to actually go in there and, like, talk to the person anyway. So we have to talk to Manana. Hmm.
Hola, wandering man. A key, huh?
Everett said you had a key
What
to a
door is this
door.
key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a
Oh, say
weasel.
no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not opening this door for myself, I'm opening it
I
for
knew
all
this man was
working
a
men.
con. And it's a good thing you're doing too. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartment.
Okay, but where did you get the...
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task, the weasel person, when he'll be
I'm more of a
home?
philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is and what they're fighting for. Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Actually, do you know anything about
Los
the Hardy
Hardys?
Boys?
They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Why
We're
are you
negotiating
striking?
our share.
Your share? How large a share
All
would
of
you
it.
like?
However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Are you a communist?
I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Right on,
Just the way
brother.
the world works, Boyadero.
Boss
I
man
think it's
Everart,
best
what
you
can
make
you
up
tell
your
me
own
about
mind now
him?
that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the
I
union
guess you
entail
kind of get to
anyway?
be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties.
By that, you mean?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? The old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
That desk
He
seemed
is
lavish to me.
reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
You seem to have spent a lot of time
Sure,
thinking about the
I've had
political
necessary free
situation.
time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most. The man sits on the railing, his hand.
Good talking to you, gotta run. That was an interesting conversation. So I think the thing here is just, okay, yeah, open the apartment door. I wish there was a quicker way to walk around to where we need to go, but there does not seem to be easy access to the yard. Or through the yard, excuse me.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Press your
Someone
ear
is
against the
moving
door.
around in the apartment. You hear the water being turned off and the sound of dishes clinking together.
Knock
No
on the
answer.
door. I know you're
That
in there.
already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out.
Use
The
Manyan's
key
key to
stops
unlock the door.
midway in the lock. Something's blocked. The tenant's key is in the lock. The lieutenant looks first at the door, then back at you. As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps.
We should leave and go talk with Everard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open.
I wish there was a way to fast travel to Everart from here. I mean, the game is so good. Like, I don't begrudge the developers anything. It's just a minor inconvenience that I wouldn't mind fixed a little bit. Like just adding an extra fast travel point for Everart's office would probably be pretty good. I wonder if things would have gone better if I had just done like unlocking the doors the first thing instead of like announcing my presence.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure.
About the
You fucked
weasel.
up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open. Everard forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent.
I thought
Now
I had
let's
more
get
time.
down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd
By
like to hear what you know
I'm
about it.
sure you figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm
Harry,
listening.
this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yesut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have
No,
a village
Harry,
elephant?
the elephant is metaphorical, and so is the village, but the mercs and their
Go
Now,
on.
I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait,
Yes,
they move the
I'm
container?
an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pusher. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Wait, the whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who exactly did
There's
the
a
pushing?
militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Uncertainty belies his boasting. In the end, though, he believes it. Or at least, he wants to believe.
There was a bullet
So
in the
they shot
hangman's
him.
head.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by
How
the
do
shipping
I
company?
know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security...
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Crenell this time. It might have been Sediment before.
You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take on the Hardys.
That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem too worried about
Harry,
it.
what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
He wants you to do more things for him before.
You mentioned a lawyer
Liz
girl.
is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus
they
Hardy
are
and his
simply
crew.
Fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Ever I met these Hardys, can you ask them to cooperate with me?
It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry.
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why are you
I'm
giving
not
it to
giving
me?
you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I don't need it. I only wanted you to
No,
help me
I
with the
wasn't
Hardy
offering
boys.
it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Good talk.
Was
Let's
it a
conclude
good
for
talk?
now.
I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want...
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left
You're
than you
saying
are.
it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fort.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think
Depends.
of this?
I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's...
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well...
What are the signatures
I'm glad you
for?
asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
roller skating. Not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
You mean the
Yes,
fishing
yes,
village?
the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
What will happen
They
to
are
the
just
current
gonna have to
occupants?
deal with the construction noise for 6 months and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Fine, if I happen to be there, I can
You
ask
bring
them.
joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to... You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard them... Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then, I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Okay. So can we forge the signatures or like lie? I think before we lie about it, we should go talk to them about it. Like, I just want to know what they think of it before I forge it. Because if they're like all for it, for whatever reason, may as well do it legit. But honestly, my suspicion is we're going to get there and they're going to be like, of course we won't. And then we'll either have to convince them, which will make it harder for us to pass that suggestion check with, I think it's Lillian. Or like, I don't know. I'm thinking. My brain is stirring. Like, I want to know what's gonna happen. So
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 14.
look at the
youth
zoning
center
plan.
cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses.
Kim, what do you
I'm no
think of
property
this?
lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but
I could boost my logic and try to check the thing. Logic. 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 Oh wait, I also need to actually interact with the
You
thing.
take the legal documents out of the envelope. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print.
Well, worth a shot. Excuse me. So, let's go to the fisherman area.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope
What's further
not
down the
much.
coast?
Where's the abandoned?
Why is it
Some
abandoned?
things just don't fly, officer. Look around.
So, they don't.
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
I get the feeling you're leaving
Well,
stuff out. What else is
There's
going
that
on?
music from across the sea. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. Before you
What
get
else
to
is
the
down
church,
the coast?
there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses.
Which is it
Empty.
then? Apartments or
I
electrical
don't
plant?
know exactly. A pre-war place. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
We want to come
No
to a fish
one.
market here.
That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
There's got to be
What?
more along the
You're
coast.
one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want it, used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Me?
Tell me about
Oh, wow.
yourself. Who
Just
exactly are you
now
here?
it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Freighter
What
Harrier
a handle
Dubois.
you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
She's got a couple of ranks herself. Honored chief and so on.
I was asked to get your signature.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
Everard wants to turn part of the village into
Huh.
a little youth
I
center.
might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board.
I'm off. Let's ask her.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
I was asked to
Are
get
you?
your signature.
This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Everard's planning to turn some of
What
the
a
village into
nice
a youth
idea.
center.
Wouldn't have thought that.
Thought what exactly?
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything.
I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess union members have children too.
Here,
He has
use
a
my
pen and
pen.
everything. Here you go.
Wait, why did you
I
sign
shouldn't
it?
have.
I know, it's a youth center. Why shouldn't you? I mean, it's Everett, so it's probably a
but it is
mistake.
a youth centre and I have children. Got to give them something else to do. They're cute and small now, but they're growing up fast. I had my first drink when I was 11 because I was so... Anyhow, you also need Isabel's signature. If it's a bad idea, she won't sign. You'll find she's a tougher nut to crack than me.
He's seeing you. I think telling her about the car is not a good idea.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the wave.
Hold on, let me see.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period.
Our tenant, the
I
policeman.
got Lillian's signature.
Lillian
Will
should
you
let
sign the
her
papers
sword
now?
make her decisions. The girl just doesn't have the head for it. Either way, I won't sign.
So it was a test.
Lillian's not the only one who's too trusting.
What do you have
I've
against the
seen
union?
it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So,
She speaks with the authority of a leader. She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her.
Let's try it.
It's really in her best interest to listen to you. You know how the world works.
Must understand
I've
this place
heard that
needs
speech
a
before.
construction
Plenty.
project.
Building this, building that, new jobs, new blood. Somehow the people here always end up holding the short end of the stick.
Could try to ask
Were
everyone
you
to pay you
dropped
some
on
money.
the head as a kid? Do you know who takes the cream of these deals? Real estate developers, construction companies, restaurant owners. Claire's account have some integrity. You're an officer.
It's okay. She's emotional right now. You know, there could be another way. You need to go someplace private.
So if we go into our shack, let me see.
On the table, you see.
Maybe I have to inspect it in here?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The bed is comfortable.
Hmm. It's actually getting kind of hot in here. I might take my sweater off. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay. So, we can't continue that one, apparently. What can we do? Like, I hate to just use a walkthrough for everything, but I'm looking and it's like, what is there to do?
Hello, mister.
The twins outside your
Yes.
brothers?
They look the same.
They look
They
identical, right?
Identical. Bye!
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. Wait, what if this is the fishing rod situation all over again?
You're not going to be fooled again. You're going to stand here calmly and observe
Fine.
this non-phasmid
It's
until you
not a
see it for
phasmid.
it.
It's not even organic. Just a fire iron resting by the fireplace. But with
Forget about the fire iron. Okay. So we probably would have burned our hands or something if we had actually, like, tried to do that. Oh, we can go talk to Hardy, because Everart should have talked to them about cooperating with us.
It's you again. wizard.
I'm going to take off now. So we need to present a theory.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
The man ponders his cooking utensils. The stage is all set up. You feel a little dizzy.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Look
The
around
bar
the
is
room
full.
first.
You're sweating. They are going to hate you. Just make sure you move, okay? Don't be stiff.
Testing.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. Hands. Where do you put your hands?
Okay, we're
I
going
can
to
see
sing. Let's go for it.
The air. Someone dims the lights as the
Oh
music
no.
starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
Oh no.
I would often go there to the tiny church there,
Oof.
the smallest church in Sanson. Now it once was larger. How the real may rest there,
Ooh.
down through the mist there, towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here.
Oof.
But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
Ooh, we can't even skip this. Oof.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry. Made of pity. No one liked you.
You didn't
Your
like it,
words
huh?
echo in the karaoke mic.
Quit yelling into the mic.
Man, there is no good answer here.
You hear?
I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay? That's it. I'm unplugging it.
That's it.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it beat them in
You liked
Detective
it?
Dubois. It was downright
I mean it. Heath, to him, being a cop in the RCM was
Put down the mic. Well, at least we got that one done. We've had that quest since like the very beginning, right? Yep. Oops. I'm just gonna not interact with anybody there. What else can I do? I think I just need to like go buy stuff and try to like make conversation out of it.
A small mountain of colorful board games.
If you say so, but you better stay away from those immoral occult.
So now we have the We're All board game.
Large letters on the front form a title.
Examine the
Text
box.
underneath the title in smaller typeface reads 3rd edition. Mega setting supplement.
Shake the
Mysterious things rattle inside. None of that witless man from Hyomda.
Look at
A
the
blurb
box.
on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination.
Guess we're ready to take on this
That's the
challenge.
spirit. All you have to do in no time, you could be romping through grasslands with you
Open
pry
the box.
open the box. Inside you find
Look at
a
the map.
reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. A
Look
quick
at the
guide
booklet.
to the magical races. The options are in order of importance. The Welkin.
Read about the Welkin.
Tall, lithe. The Welkin come with a variety. A
Read about
grand
the
race
Dwerger.
of industrious mountain. The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog.
We got the bots. Oh no, now it's not. Letting me close a thing. Let me close this. Do I have to? There we go. Read
They're
about the
just
humans.
What else is there? A
Read
very
about the
small
fairy
race
folk.
of flight. The least popular of the Wirral
Pygmies.
races. The pygmies are short, rotund, and dim-witted.
Look
It's
at the
made
die.
from some sort of wood and has been decorated with...
Take
you
the
place
die.
the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side.
Look at the
You see a
figurine.
man in ragged clothes wearing...
Huh, interesting. A communard.
That doesn't sound
It
very
is
well.
not.
Like,
The communards are not a part of the game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
does
I
this mean
have
you
a
can't
feeling
play?
the figurines are more there to set the scene than anything else.
Take the
You
figurine.
pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted. A colorful box
Close
with
the
the title.
box. Put the box away. Oh, that opened up some white checks. So, electrochemistry? Interesting. Okay, one electrochemistry check reopened. I guess that's interesting. Ooh, we also have another figurine to offer the lady. Oh no, I keep accidentally opening things. I should like increase the size of my taskbar or something on here. Try and make it so I don't accidentally click so many things. So, let's go to the map. Let's go to Fisherman Shacks.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your
Okay, let's see. I need anything that'll boost electrochemistry. Okay.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool. Hey, it's a chewing
Take
gum
the item
wrapper.
out.
It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. Not familiar in a good way. An old
Have I
mirror
never
hangs on
worn
the
these
wall.
pants before?
You see your reflection in it. Still not happening. It...
Well, that was worth a try. What's this gum wrapper?
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer.
Ancient
yes,
temple.
from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia.
End
The
of
sun
summer.
sets into the sea. But there is a movement next to you. The shuffle of a small coat. Why
Where
are
did it
you
go?
talking to a gum wrapper?
Take a
Bitter,
deep, deep
citrus
breath.
until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts. It feels so familiar.
Okay, so we have a new thought thingy. Can I see this? Oh, I guess I should wear like normal clothes again. Or let me get I think having an extra boost to suggestion would be pretty good. Take an extra composure. Oh, actually, let me see here. Let's see.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting.
Looks like I
Why?
can give this figurine to her.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else? I
Like,
don't
what
know.
is this, test
What are we
alone?
thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange... The mother of humanism towers above
So can
you.
we not
A wax painting.
offer the figurines? How does this
Nothing has
work?
changed in her expression.
Turn away. Like, what even is that quest? Okay. As long as I'm here, does she have anything to say about
what is it?
Wirral? Does our boosted perception give us anything for wandering around here? I don't know what else to do.
Yes?
Large letters on the front. Text
Examine the
underneath
box.
the
Nothing
colourful.
expecting.
You
Open the
pry
box.
open.
Look at the
A quick.
booklet.
The options are in.
Put the
You
booklet
stuff
away.
it back in. A quick. The option. You stuff. A read. It doesn't seem to correspond. A colourful box. You pry open. A colourful text underneath the title. A colourful box.
Okay, so there's nothing else to do with that. Hmm. See, does this do anything, or is it just like pass time here?
The worn and.
We can sit on bench.
do remember there might have been stuff this way that I didn't really investigate. Wasn't stuff this way that I didn't investigate. I thought there was. Oh, hello. That's a blue thing. I don't think I saw this blue thing before. Biker cop sons. Empathy -1 logic. Don't think we have that many empathy checks, but it's worth a try. Do I have anything I can sell?
Sure. Let me have a look.
I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchased, and especially that.
Your mother is a necrotic object. I'm fun.
Don't have anything else to sell at the moment.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among. You see rows of toy soldiers. All the old boot.
Okay, there seems to be nothing else of note in Roy's, and there's nothing I can pawn that's worth a lot of money. I'm like, what else is there to do? I might have to look at a walkthrough here just because I kind of need something. So there is apparently something can do to improve my chances on the Titus check. Actually, do I have any tear? I might. Whoops, not start.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Okay, no tear.
Is this about the questions again?
Anything I can
to
buy.
the left. A colourful.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
I think, unfortunately, the only thing I could do is Pursh. Oh, hello.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window. There's a little
Sweet.
slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there.
There's something out there.
Your mother.
There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket.
Someone hid a key in the bush. Can you hand the key to me, please?
Janitor, cop. I don't.
If If he says it's there, it's there.
Can you let me
I
slide by
don't
so
know
I
about
can
that.
grab the thing?
I'm comfortable here.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna.
I'm gonna in.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window. The
Take the
key
key.
is brass. Workshop spare is etched into.
Come on, man.
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't get.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus,
Let's just leave. Let's see. I'm gonna try this.
you see a heavy steel door with a prominent.
Try the
key
workshop
fits
spare
the
key on the
dimple
door.
lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it. Dust rises before you like no. Smells like. Master investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
What do you mean?
Nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep.
My duty as a cop
Invade every personal space. Break every lock.
to investigate every square inch of this world.
The world's secrets were made for you.
So we got another thought. Boss says Franco-Nigerian, the themes horses and swords. 5 real, that's pretty good. Come on. Let me investigate this other green dot. There is a green dot here that I cannot click. Oh well. Maybe it's
This
a glitch.
small elevator is dimly lit. Smells
Look
of
at it.
nougat and sweat. Your head brushes. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
The last
But it
maintenance
does.
was in 88.
I say, let's brave it.
88, this elevator
At the end of
was
the last
maintained
century.
a long time ago.
Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months.
Look at the
There
elevator
are large
controls.
rectangular buttons. Monter, descend, and
Wonder what it was
Seems like
used
a
for.
small freight elevator for transporting machines.
Close the doors and go up. Tools and replacement parts. Pinball machine. Pinball maker's coat.
you clearly see footprints.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within
3
the
weeks
last week or
maximum,
2.
From the dust cover age. It could easily have been.
This is good. He likes it.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider.
Okay, what does
It means
this
someone
mean?
snuck through what seems like a secret route. This prince, officer, could be the prince of our killer. And if not, at least there are a good argument for this Ruby doing it. To present to
Large prints,
closer look
most
at this.
likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways.
Prints look like one person
between
went
that
back and forth.
And that.
This doesn't look
No,
like the worker boots
These
from the
little
hanging, does it?
horizontal lines are different. They look custom made to me. Or some kind of foreign
Print-
print.
Print doesn't look
But
like the
size
odd soul
looks about
print.
the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an argument.
Everything around you is quiet. The Prince...
Let's move on. Tiny hole in the wall, you see a bedroom on the other side. Ooh.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linen.
I think I can see Nikolaj's bedroom.
Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however.
Boring footprints. I want you lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something.
Finish thought. So, that unlocked some stuff for us. +1 empathy, +1 hand-eye coordination. And then, let me guess, this reopened the Titus thing. Yep, okay. So we need to wear a lot of logical stuff. I think before we use the skill point, I want to try it. So let me get clothes that boost logic. +1 logic. +1 logic. +2 logic. Okay. We're wearing as many logical clothes as possible.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
This used to be a pinball workshop.
I'm guessing Martinez North 20.
A creak.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Whirling in Rags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. This is all that's left over from
as
that.
the novelty dice maker said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
Could this mean the Whirling in Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area?
Our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood.
Stupid superstition. But still, it's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and God ought to be made knowledgeable so he could perform.
So they gave up on fixing it.
20 years ago.
Finish thought. Hello, welcome to the chat, Game SSB. How you doing, buddy? It's been a while. How have you been? I want to investigate this thing, but it just won't let me. Oh well. Sounds good. I hope you have some fun. Let's tell this guy his cafeteria is cursed.
Just wow. I hope you really enjoyed that. Really sucked.
It's safe to say this is about your karaoke performance.
Yeah, I sucked up there. I'm sorry.
Good you're sorry. I'm not letting anyone up there anymore. Now, what did you want?
Another thing with the whirling.
Great. I love those.
Got into the back room.
Okay, well...
He's really, really holding himself back here.
Aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
What is back there?
Pinball machines. A pinball machine workshop.
I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why, do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game.
Just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Thinking of turning this place back
No,
into a
but
pinball
we could
arcade.
diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the...
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be... He should still know. You have to be forewarned about
I have to warn you, I may have discovered that the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
Why would you say that? We're at a...
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Wait till you know of the
Everyone
curse.
knows of it.
The whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B. You should get your wiring fixed. I tried to call and
I've
couldn't
been
reach
working
you.
here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling.
The whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, which failed, though perhaps the whirling will escape the curse.
Area, this pre-revolutionary tile work, these high for 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, some doom ghost.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
You really care about the whirling, huh?
It's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Aha, so you finally
yes,
admit
your
it.
police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion.
Who owns this
Some
place?
real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
And who named it the Whirling Rags?
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
A
Hail,
song?
Holy Queen, by the Ateneers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
What about those other
What about
cafeterias you
them?
manage?
One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
And the others?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the...
Well, good luck to you with this place, then.
I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my
Anything else? Goodbye. I don't think we want to tell him anything relating to the murder just yet. And now, the thing I'm actually here to do.
What is it?
Come on.
A
There we
sudden
go.
flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
We're squinting at. You were trying to come up with a theory, weren't you? That she did it.
Yeah, he was cobbling together shit so he could put her away. It's RCM 101.
Well, let old Titus set your mind at ease then. She didn't do it. She was here all night.
Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
She didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke. In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time.
She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cope.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your...
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up.
Okay, I can still mess this up. You do agree the shot came from the roof, right?
You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
I might turn this one up just a smidge.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Good one,
Thank
Ken.
you.
From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just
Ruby
step outside.
could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt, in the shape of a gun.
Let's see. I've analyzed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade.
You don't know. Just be honest.
I'm just being upfront with what I know.
That's mighty forthcoming of you. So, let me extend you the same courtesy. She's connected to you know what. So she may have access to semi-automatics, but that's a long fucking stretch of the imagination.
There are weapons like
That
this
looks
just
antique.
lying around in
A
Martinez.
Bell McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there with others just
20,
like it.
maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
That's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works, and you got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
He sees it. This is coming together. He must.
I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we
All
need to
right,
find
Cole.
her.
Keep talking. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
T, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3, motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
Let's see. It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. She could have just been covering up for herself,
Think about it.
Titus.
Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Closio wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Eugene, let's assume you killed him.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob, or alone for committing
The
murder?
man is silent.
If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her.
He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. Why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
What was
I
she
told
scared of?
You.
Me as
No,
in the RCM?
you, as in the cop with the sideburns.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
And the hole
Why
in his
not?
heart.
You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
No idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head.
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
What else did Ruby
She
tell you
said
about
you
me?
have a funny taste in clothes until
Won't
you
stop.
have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Anything else? Anything?
There was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus. This called Heat.
Scared. You should be too. A strange fear creeps over you. A metallic taste in your mouth. Change the subject.
Do you have any clue
She's
where
not
Ruby
far.
went?
We know that much. She didn't take her lorry.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you looked for her?
On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Can you tell me where on the coast I should
Sure.
start looking?
There's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Here's Red.
Hello, Crusader.
Died. She looks like a Lowry man.
Boyish hair's red. Do you know what she's doing with
what
Ulan
now?
frequencies?
I have no idea.
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
That's alright. What's important is that you're here now.
There you have it. Pale something.
It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
It's not much, but it'll do. Shake.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just
Gotta
granite,
hydrate.
tightly packed RCM Sergeant material. No, he already is a sergeant. That's what you're feeling. He just wasn't sure what you are.
Definitely gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so that was a lot of progress we just made. Let me see what else we can do. So first let me look at all of the checks here that I can still do. We've got might be easy just to count up how many I have. Oh yeah, I should check my posture too, because I've been trying to not mess up my back. Let's see. So there's one drama check, but it's a very important drama check. Otherwise, there are two visual calculus checks, a few interfacing checks. There's a physical instruments check that I still have not passed. Conceptualization, logic. If I up my volition, that will let me retry a few things. So empathy, visual calculus, suggestion would get me some new stuff. Logic would get me a few things. I don't know. I've got two skill points, and I don't know what I want to spend them on. I'm kind of thinking suggestion and drama. Let's try it. Whoops. Suggestion and drama. And now I need to wear as many clothes that boost my drama as possible. So that adds 1 to my drama. Ooh, that adds 2 to the drama, but I need to keep the necktie on for other things. This also gives me +1 drama. Is that it? Is that really it? I mean, we've got it. Ooh, there's also a quest I need to go do, like, right now, though, is the thing. But will Klazje, whatever her name is, be around? Let's go see. Let's see. Is she still there? I would appreciate if she was. Okay.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder.
There we go.
What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further... See?
Let me see. Kim, why have we
There may
not
be grounds
arrested
here,
her yet?
at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
What if I told
But I
you you're
haven't done
under arrest,
anything.
miss?
Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police fucking mind game. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
Let's see. You're a suspect in a murder investigation and you're a flight risk. That's all
The
the reason
lieutenant
I need.
produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
But there's nowhere to go. A 2-story drop to the Plaza Mosaic. If
I think I know who did it. I know who shot Ledley. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive.
What do you know?
She's
Who shot
silent
him?
for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Why do you
She
think
has
it was
this
her?
thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs.
She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is sex.
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
Well, that's one way to show interest, I guess.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic?
What was your
We spent
relationship
a lot of
like
time
before
together,
this conflict?
listening to the radio and such. She had great milieus, and she was good company. I was sorry it had to end.
What was that question about? She's feeding her friend to the wolves there.
Sounds like she was
This is just
fixated
an
on
assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
When Ruby said there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening
She
you?
came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
And how
You've
could
been
she
through
have killed
there,
him?
right? I saw you come out. It leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then made the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay, that's it for Ruby.
And what? Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying to help you. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Okay, I'll keep you here, miss, for now. I think if we try to arrest her, that won't go well.
You won't regret it.
Something tells you, you will.
Let's change the subject
She
for the time being.
slowly lights up. You are. This is not the end of this.
Let's return to this later. I kind of want to ask Kim if it would make sense, or I don't know. I think rather than just look up what happens or something like that, I want to keep this fresh for myself. So I'm going to choose not to arrest her, because I think that will go bad. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm wrong about that. For now, we need to get rid of Kim. Can I just like inspect Kim's door to make him go in? Okay, no, we do actually have to go to our place to get rid of Kim. Okay, so I don't think I want to have Kim with me for the next thing. So first thing I should do is wear things that boost suggestion, which I think is actually not that much stuff. In fact, it's hardly any stuff. Do I have anything on that's like reducing the stuff? I guess I can boost. Boosting my rhetoric will matter for some stuff, but I think it's better not to mess with any of this. Okay. So, I go to the map, I go to the fisherman shacks. Oops, no, I don't want to talk to her yet.
It's getting late.
Good night, officer.
And Crusader, I have not forgotten that I owe an office tour. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to do this one quest that I have picked up. I hope they're a little flexible on the timing on this one because it's supposed to start at like 2200 hours. But I don't know if that means I have to be there at 22 or like I just have to be there after 22 but like before the end of the day.
The buzz of electric lights blends together with the slow rumble of the ocean waves at night.
You're still up?
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. My suggestion is don't. Don't go any older than you already are. That's old enough. What's troubling your mind?
Logic and reason won't work. Does this feel like a good thing, though?
Going to happen to Lillian's
What do
kids,
you
the
mean?
twins and little?
What's going to? I raised my own kids in this village, and they are doing fine for themselves.
You must be so proud.
They are good kids. I brought them. No.
Are they here now?
They moved to Faubourg for work.
And what do you think Lillian's kids are going to do when they grow
Well,
up?
I imagine they'll grow up.
You've got her. Now.
And then?
Then.
Wait. Let her come to it herself.
Say nothing.
I don't believe the Fat Man's Youth Center is going to change any. I won't be around much longer anyway. Not with the dampness in my bones. If they want to take a chance, who am I to?
You gotta put the kids first.
We do. We do.
You can
But
start
how
by
do
signing
we-
these papers. I've got a
Reluctantly,
pen.
she takes the pen from your hand.
See that you didn't just get us all screwed. I might be half blind, but I have a good memory for treachery.
Goodbye, I'm off. I think
You take the legal document.
let's just... I'm just gonna choose to believe that a good thing will happen from turning in those signatures.
Give up. You'll never find the answer. There's no other copy of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
But why?
Because that's how the world works. But
There's gotta be
there
a way to
isn't.
solve this.
If only, maybe if there had been more money, or more speed, or that, yes. Either way.
Man, what a disappointment. It's weird that that thought is what popped up there. I guess we did read the book there. Or somewhere close to there. Do I have to talk to the lady?
Give me a moment.
Do you know anything about a secret meeting?
Nobody tells me. If it ain't my business, I think we'd all be better off if people kept their noses to them.
Okay. So, fortunately, I do not know which door I need to knock on for this.
This door has been closed with a padlock. No reply.
Leave. I guess it's up to this balcony we go.
again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Those guys, send their
I
best.
don't believe it.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
They seem to hold
There'll
you in
never
high
be
esteem.
skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Skulls are cool.
Fat
Can I be a
chance.
skull?
But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
Okay,
She
then how's that?
throws you a conspiratorial glance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gun. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous.
Okay, I'm guessing if I can go in here, this is not the room I need to go to.
As you approach the metal grill, you can... This must be it. Beyond this, somehow, the night air softens the acrid smell of failure. No, that's just slightly burnt coffee.
Just look at this pig, sniffing about after hours.
The metal grill is cool to the touch.
Try to listen.
You can make out two voices, both male.
Careful with those now. I have it. It's going to work.
The clang of metal reverberates all along the scaffolding.
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice?
Are you all communists? I'm
Who said
looking for some
communist?
communists.
Did we say communist? Get out of here.
I've already built like 0.001% of communism, but now I need to get organized.
For a
Can you
moment,
help me?
silent.
What's the passphrase?
It's remember Dobreva and Abadanais.
There's no response. You begin to wonder whether they... No, they're still...
Alright. The key's taped to the back of the door frame. Just make sure you put it back when you're done, or we'll all be locked out. And do wash the concrete.
Have fun at your underground meeting, pig.
We're gonna do it.
The two young men are either oblivious to or ignoring your entrance. Their attentions are fixed on whatever it is they're stacking in the middle of the floor. Matchboxes, it appears.
I think it's holding, Alexis. It is. It's careful, careful. Damn, hardly any difference. You're late. He should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
One leader and one follower. The most ancient power dynamic. There's a great deal of tension in this young man's shoulders, more than someone his age should bear. Meanwhile, his companion inclines toward him, eager to catch every word that dribbles from his friend's mouth.
You weren't exactly
That's the whole
easy
point,
to
of
find.
course. We can't just have anybody waltzing in here. Martinez is crawling with reactionary infiltrators. To say nothing of Gotwaldians and iconoclasts.
The young man's companion reflexively snorts at the mention of Gotvaldians and iconoclasts.
We all have to take precautions, especially during these delicate times. What matters is that you've made it, and that you've done the reading.
Uh-oh. No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
I've
You
definitely
have.
done that.
Excellent. Let's hear your critique then.
There were too many words.
Words?
Yes, but if the writers
Doesn't
cut a
sound
few...
like he's done the reading, Steban. Well, this is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find here then.
There's profound consternation in his voice. You suspect it's about something bigger than your not having done the reading.
Maybe he can explain himself.
What were you doing with
The
those
young
match
man
boxes
frowns
just now?
at the little pile of boxes on the floor.
Nothing, just messing around until the meeting started.
They're watching those matchboxes awfully intently. The two guys who are just messing around. It's almost as though they were trying to create the most unstable structure they could.
What exactly?
In the most generous sense, I would say we're cultivating revolutionary consciousness. Yes, that's probably the best way to describe it. But more specifically, we're running a reading group. The most rigorous and theoretically advanced materialist reading group in Martinez. Comrade Steban is a great discussion leader. One of the best at the university.
Is this where I can square off in
We have been
theory
known
combat?
to get into some spirited debates, but it's always in service of our larger intellectual and ideological project. Precisely. We are not interested in senseless parroting. We like to read critically. Within the contours of Mazovian historical materialism, of course.
I didn't realize they taught radical Mazovian theory in university.
As though you can call that problem teaching. One thing you learn quickly at university is that you're not going to find a real education in any lecture hall or discussion seminar. We are post-attendance, basically. Exactly. The only worthwhile part of the so-called École Normale de Revachol is the library. That's where we've made our greatest critical strides.
So what does your
We
reading
study
group
all the
actually
foundational texts of Mazovian theory, of course. Just last week we finished the second volume of Puncher and Watman's Innocence of Capital. Truly extraordinary. And before that we spent 6 weeks on State and Plasm.
Uh-oh. You can feel your attention span rapidly deteriorating.
Force
We've
yourself to
also
keep
read
listening.
Wertmüller's The Megastructure of History, and before that, Real and Reality. Hablars une paix infernale. The original Fisdale translation, not that watered down revisionist garbage. Obviously. But, of course, our special emphasis is on the theories of Ignaz Nilsson and his followers, especially the inframaterialists.
Wait, who are these inframaterialists?
You're not familiar with him? It's pretty advanced stuff. You may not be ready for it yet, gendarme.
Okay, but then who's this
Only
Ignaz Nilsson?
Krasmazov's most trusted lieutenant, the evangelist of the revolution, and a founding father of the People's Republic of Samara.
It's hard to overstate how unimpressed he is that you've never heard of this world historical individual.
He also happens to be the greatest communist theorist after Mazov himself. It was Nilsson who first
I
postulated
feel like this is
existence of
supposed to be a
ideological
thing
plasma,
you do
which
if
forms the
you
basis of
had
inframaterialist
more
theory.
points into the like blue stats than I do.
Plasma? Huh? Sounds like a hell of a drug. You might want to ask about it. The young man sighs. His companion looks about furtively.
Did this reading group have anything to do with the lynching?
We're not an operational cell.
We think of ourselves as more of an intellectual vanguard.
Okay, but what's your group's stance on the lynching?
What? Do you want to know if the SRV has established a party line on the lynchings in Martinez?
Though historically speaking, the SRV has supported direct action against right-wing paramilitary squads, especially when they are doing the Indo-Tribe's dirty work.
Good point. So as a provisional matter, I can say we support it.
Are they being sarcastic? You feel like you're caught in some elaborate joke labyrinth, but it's always that way. Beneath the crust of irony, there's a molten sincerity that threatens to erupt forth. You may witness it yet.
Is your reading group affiliated with the
we're
union?
An independent organization. We acknowledge and respect the union's efforts, but our interests are more theoretical than Mr. Clare's.
So what's your stance on crime in general?
Crime is simply the inevitable expression of the injustice and incoherence embedded within capitalism itself.
Delivered with the smug assurance of a schoolboy reciting a maxim he's committed to memory.
It's a symptom, in other words, not a cause.
His companion can barely suppress a yawn.
Are there any operational communists in Martinez?
The communards were hunted down and killed nearly to a man. All that's left of them are bones and old rifles.
Like this
His companion's eyes widen as you hold up the ancient weapon. He's practically itching to stick that thing in someone's face and pull the trigger.
Yes, like that one. I wonder how many of these are still lying around in cellars or sealed up behind the masonry. Can I hold it?
Here,
it's heavier than I was expecting.
The attitude of a priest bearing one of the holy relics of his faith. Though it is long out of service, its power is evident to him. When he's finished, he returns the rifle to you with a nod of appreciation.
Where's the rest of the reading group?
This is the reading group.
So there's just
We're
the two
in
of you?
something of a rebuilding phase.
Some of our former comrades didn't have the ideological fortitude our work demands.
Okay, but what happened to them?
Intellectual attrition is maybe the best way to describe it. Felix said he couldn't keep up with the reading on top of his classwork. And Susanna wanted to read text other than Mazovian theory. Like novels, if you can believe it.
Novels, unbelievable.
See? Even the gendarme gets it.
We've tried recruiting new members, but unfortunately the current intellectual climate is pretty hostile to inframaterialist thought. These days, if you're on the left, the ascendant schools are the Gotwaldians and their iconoclasts.
Don't forget about Maurice and the turnips.
Right. Then there was the whole turnip debacle.
Whatever this turnip business is about, one thing is perfectly clear. These young students have a much deeper understanding of communism than you do. You could learn a thing or two from them. If you can convince them, you're one of them.
What about Cindy? Is she part of the group?
How to describe her role?
Something of an ideological auxiliary, perhaps.
Yes, that's exactly how I would put it. And naturally, we support her radical counter-liberal aesthetics.
But she refuses to submit an essay, so we can't call her a member of the group per se.
That doesn't stop her from using the room for studio space, of course.
Did you say something about turnips?
It's an unfortunate story. You see, our ex-comrade Maurice is something of an economist.
He's studying macro and microeconomics.
Right. So a few weeks ago we were discussing the extra physical capabilities of the revolutionary state. And Maurice said, what were his exact words, Ulex's?
It was unbelievable. He said, turnips don't care if they are grown by communists, moralists, or Vulcan. They grow just the same.
Basically, he was rejecting the whole foundation of inframaterialist theory.
Just to go along.
Susanna said that he has been hanging out with some non-communists lately.
For us, the question boiled down to, if you don't even accept the basic ideas of Nielsen and inframaterialist theory, why are you in the reading group?
totally
Of course you
understand.
do. It's pretty basic stuff.
So you expelled Maurice from the reading group over an argument
Well,
about turnips.
it wasn't so much that he was expelled.
He just quit coming. We haven't seen him around for weeks.
What's so bad about
They're the most
Gotwald?
depressing school of communism. They love writing long books with a patina of Mazovian theory to cover up their cheap psychologizing.
A gang of cheap psychologists and intellectual midgets.
It's okay for Uli to say that, because his dad is from Gotwald.
What's so depressing
The
about the
Gotwald school
theories?
believe that intellectuals as a class are capable of sparking revolutionary change. So all they can do is critique capitalism from inside itself. That's why they spend all their time smoking cigarettes and writing long works of criticism that make you want to commit suicide.
That
It
sounds
is miserable. That's probably why they're always committing suicide. You see, the Gotwald school look like communists. They talk like communists. But scratch the patina and you'll see beneath that they're just depressed liberals who've read too many books.
What about the
For starters, they love talking about beans.
Beans?
That's right. Iconoclasts are obsessed with beans. They love thinking about beans. They love counting beans. But most of all, they love building models to predict how many beans there'll be in the future. They're by far the most bean-centric school of communism.
Ah, yes, the much maligned bean counters, ensconced in their think tanks and high rises, believing they can save the world through a series of incremental, assiduously technocratic reforms.
But isn't it good to know how many beans there are?
You're already falling for that scarcity logic. You start off assuming there aren't enough beans to go around. So naturally you want to cut the bean rations in half. And next thing you know, there are budget cuts, so now we've got to cut the bean rations in half again. You see, iconoclasts claim to be communists, but in reality they're just liberals with hard-ons for spreadsheets.
And what about the liberals? Are they liberals too?
The only people who actually call themselves liberals are mouth-foaming reactionaries.
Basically indistinguishable from fascists. You'd need an X-ray machine to tell the difference.
Fair enough, let's
Go
talk
ahead.
about something else. Is the reading group
We
accepting
typically
new
only
members?
accept new members once per semester. There's this whole process with essays and presentations on assigned topics. But given that we have some extra seating at the moment, I guess we could be convinced to expedite an application or two.
Stefan, you can't be serious.
I am serious. As materialists, we've got to adapt to conditions as they are. Besides, he'll still need to pass the interview portion of the entrance process. Assuming he's even still interested, that is.
Let's try it.
What's
Hey,
there to be
we
scared
did
of?
it.
You've really been cracking the books these last few days. You can now chin up. You've got this.
This is just the group I've been looking for. When do we start?
You want to start now? Sure, we can manage that.
You've caught him off balance.
Go ahead and take a seat. Since we haven't had time to prepare an exhaustive questionnaire, I think we can keep this interview more freeform. Why don't you tell us a bit about the books you're interested in? And we'll just see where the conversation goes.
For me, it's about finding the right
We
thing for the
prefer
right
difficult books. Books that might destroy you if you don't destroy them first.
That's enough, Uli. It's the gendarme's opinions we are interested in. But to Comrade Ulix's point, isn't there value in reading really difficult books, just for the sheer challenge of it?
I'm more into works with pure imagination like
Wait,
Wirral.
you play Wirral?
And just like that, all trace of irony drains from his voice. This is a
I
good
like
start.
that.
They're starting to loosen up. You feel relaxed and in control. Soon, you're all animatedly debating the political subtext of character creation.
I'm just saying it's heavily implied that Welkin are the bourgeois of the Wirral setting.
Right, which is why the Dwerogar are definitely the
There's no
laboring
doubt
class.
about it. I just wish they had more flexibility with their sub-races.
I still like the Hildwayork for their master ironworking feat.
These kids are eating out of your hand, practically.
So buying that
Another
Wiralborn
quarter of an
thing
hour disappears.
was not a waste of money.
Questions come rapid fire, but you have an answer for everyone. Now you can sense things starting to slow down. The interview must be reaching an inflection point.
But now I'm curious. Do you think there's value in reading so-called practical non-fiction?
Just consider the cockatoo, for instance. How much do you really know what they're like?
So tell us what you gathered.
Now's your chance to end this interview on a high note. This is a subject where you hold
all these practical books that we spent time reading.
I have to say,
when I saw the Major
I
Majestic in all its
underestimated the
glory,
opulence
it
of
was the
cockatoos.
cockatoo for me.
I've only ever seen the grey ones. It makes sense though. Mazovianism stresses the essential continuity between humanity and nature. So anything you find in one should be reflected in the other. What's the exact quote, Uli?
I believe it's, man is the mirror of the world.
In any case, I think we've heard enough. We could use someone with your perspective in the group. With just a bit more theoretical foundation. I think you'll be making a real contribution.
Yes, I would say he's got serious potential at least.
Besides, it's inconceivable that we turn down a fellow Viral enthusiast. And with that, welcome to the most ideologically advanced materialist reading group in Martinez. Here's your first assignment. It's an overview of inframaterialist theory. A little basic, as you'll see, but one has to start somewhere. Come
Just
back
take
when
the
you're
book.
done. We'll be here pretty much every night after 10 p.m. Do be sure to take your time with the reading. We'll be...
So now we can actually look around this little room. And then, as soon as I'm done looking around here... Ooh, what is my purple thought? Black sludge rises from a shadowy sea. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, there is one more thing I want to at least look at. And then, after I look at the thing, what's the word? What is the word I am looking for that describes the thing I want to say? I'm going to do the office tour. So we're going to have to read that book. While we're waiting for this loading screen, I will hydrate. Okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the thing because of how late in the night it is, but let's try it anyway. Let's see if they're there. She is still there.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Give it a try.
Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
I like you, but I'm afraid to be around you because you're a woman.
Where's this going?
Ooh, this is not going to go
and
well.
pointedly phrased. You can be quite...
She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're...
He's seeing you. Okay. So, that didn't go great. I think... First, let me save. And then let's do this office tour. So let me boot up my little camera thingy. Come on. Where is, here is the app. Okay. So, I think I figured out how to do this. So, I probably need to add a new video device. Okay, create a new one, and we'll call it phone. Device. Is it this one? Does it make a difference which of these I use? It looks like no. Okay. Can you see me? Or see my computer more precisely? Tell you what, I think you can. So, for now, I'm going to put stuff out of the way. Might also move that to one side. Now, tour time. Okay, the audio might get a little quiet here. So, if I am standing too far away from the microphone, just let me know. I also can't figure out how to get this to use a front-facing camera. So I am looking at myself in OBS and pointing it at me right now. But let's give you the grand tour. So, I will also not be able to hear anyone if they join the call at this moment, so I might actually just go ahead and shut that down. We'll find a way to make that viewer call-in thing work more later. So this is the setup. Let me see if I can back up a bit. Hopefully you can still hear me. Sorry for the motion sickness if that's a thing. This is my desk. Yeah. I should probably like not show that thing. I hope it's not readable, but this is like my work computer that I use during the day. This is my streaming setup. I got the game on the monitor and my personal laptop running stuff. Microphone, it's a Samson Q2, I think is what it's called. And yeah, just all types of stuff on the desk that I have not cleaned up. And over here is where all the game systems are. Also a backpack and a bunch of other trash on the ground. You can kind of maybe see in there, I've got like my HDMI cables labeled so I can switch those out for different streams. And yeah, it's a mess. Coming over here, we have a closet, which has like my tools and whatnot for like fixing things around the house. And I have a very old computer in there that I don't know if you can see it. Is there a light in here? There might be. There is. I have not used that light in a while, if at all. So yeah, there's where I keep my tools and stuff. And backup power cables and whatnot. Over here we have, whoops, trying not to cover it, some posters I have not put up that I have been meaning to. As you can see, I'm a bit of a Streetlight Manifesto fan, and I also have a Black Panther poster. Pretty neat, if I do say so myself. One day I'll get those up, and then I'll have something behind me in the streams. I've got a mini fridge where I keep a few snacks and things. There's not a whole lot in there right now, but I also keep some snacks on top of it. And yeah, over there is the corner where I keep other stuff from when I moved in that I haven't done anything with yet. I've got another extra monitor there, a guitar that I haven't practiced with in a very long time, and just a shelf that's got like games and controllers in it and stuff. And also, like, I have a file box there that I'm going to try to move past very quickly in case there's like anything important sticking out of it. But that is basically the tour of the place. So there you go, Crusader. Job fulfilled, I hope. I hope it was all you wanted to see. There's not a whole lot going on here. I really need to get those posters up and stuff. And just decorate in general. But yeah, other than that, let me go back to my normal setup here. Where is... hide the phone. There we go. I might even go ahead and remove that for now, just to keep it a little less cluttered. I hope you had fun today, everybody watching. I will be back on Wednesday starting Persona 3 The Answer, which is the epilogue to Persona 3. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna see some new stuff. I will try to have... I don't know if it's just I need a better call-in topic, or I know a lot of my regular viewers are those of you who can't necessarily join a call while you're watching. So maybe I'll have to try to push this a little more in other places, get some fresh faces. But until I see you again, have a good week.